Hi, everybody. It's David Pyle from Robert Morris University, and I am the professor from our COM 101 Introduction to Communication class. It's the first, maybe the first second of four English classes that you'll have for the associate degree level. And most students, unless one is deathly afraid of getting up in front of the nice people, the other students in the room, you shouldn't have a problem with the class at all. It's really considered to be the easiest of the four English classes. This screencast-o-matic here is for use in relation to our first quiz that we'll have. And in fact, the quiz is up and available to you. You'll have one full week to take the quiz. So use the note sheet provided to you or found under Yummy Resources to capture notes from this syllabus, and then you can use your notes actually for our first quiz. So, the name of our class, Com 101, the Introduction to Communications, and my name is David Pyle. Here you can see on the screen my contact information. I'm a full-time professor here at Robert Morris, and I've been full-time for 12 or 13 years here. My phone number 935-3015. I'm also a Twitterer, tweeter. And I have over 1,000 tweets. I like to take photographs and send them out periodically. Also, I have a full-time cube here at our full-time offices in room 624, and you can come by and see me whenever you'd like. For specific office hours, because they do change per quarter, check on our Pile info here on our Blackboard site. This class is worth 4 credit hours, and the course description, the course introduces the student to major theories of human communication, focusing on the impact communication patterns have on both intra and interpersonal relationships. These are the first two terms of our term here, and intrapersonal communication means communication within oneself. Any kind of thought or thinking that you do within yourself, when you read or write, you're intrapersonally communicating. Interpersonal communication with the ER is communication with other people. A real nice and easy way to remember this is think about the internet, the World Wide Web. You're sharing information with the entire world. Blackboard, for example, would be an example of an intranet, meaning that it's confined to just Robert Morris. So intra is within oneself, and inter is with other people. Basically this is a speech class, so as many times during the quarter that we can get students up in front delivering both rehearsed and off the top of your head material in front of other people really should help you out both personally and professionally. So we're going to study, evaluate, and practice basic skills necessary for effective communication and oral presentations in both informal and formal settings. The classroom's a super safe environment for us to really put some stuff out there and let other people take a look at us while we communicate. Learning and practicing effective communication is paramount to success. No matter really whatever business you're going into, the more adept you are in communicating and getting your point across in a clear, concise manner, really the better off you really should be. You'll be doing a lot of communicating and a lot of speeches and group work here at Robert Morris and really any university. So we'll practice these items as much as possible. My own personal teaching philosophy, it seems like the older I get, the more I realize I don't know everything. I consider myself a lifelong learner. It's my goal this year to read 100 books. The learning process is never going to end for you. I'm always a teacher and I'm always a student. You all really are also those items as well. It's a very safe environment that we have in our communication class. We really want your experience here at Robert Morris, personally, professionally, and educationally. Really, if you play along and buy into kind of what we're selling here, you'll realize that we can assist in all three of these categories. Remember, all faculty in this building are working for you. If you weren't here giving us your hard-earned dollars for the not-for-profit institution that we're running here, really, of course, we wouldn't be here. So we really want to thank you for being here, and we want you to get as much as you can out of Robert Morris University. So remember, all the material that you're doing in all the different classes, although we might say and shake our finger, try to scare you into thinking you're doing work for us, you're really doing it for yourself. We have only two required texts for the class. I put up pictures here that you can see on the screen. We have a third edition of this book. It's green. We also have a fourth edition as well. They're very, very similar, so it does not matter which edition of the book you get. The left-hand photo here is the fourth edition. We also at Robert Morris sell a binder edition of this communication book. It's the fourth edition. It's the exact same as the textbook. We create a personalized binder because we found that by doing so we can offer it's $10 less than the actual textbook. But both the binder and the textbook that you're looking at here are exactly the same. So you'll need that. Each week we'll have readings assigned and we'll have online quizzes that you'll be doing. You'll also need a Mead style composition book. Any type of book with an actual cardboard cover will be fine. You'll be actually writing journaling throughout the quarter. So within this class, we want you to develop an awareness of the communication process by thinking about and applying principles of good intra and interpersonal communication. As much as possible, we'll try to relate items to real life. We also want you next to think about how we develop and deliver strategies in both group settings, in technological settings, persuasive and informal settings. These are really the four different types of speeches that we'll be doing throughout the quarter. The idea of whenever possible to verbally cite where you've gotten information from is paramount to cover oneself and preserve good ethos. You'll also be developing peer assessment and self-assessment skills as we do the different speeches. You'll be a part of assessing and providing information to other students in the class. Critical thinking skills in listening, reading, thinking, and speaking as effective problem-solving strategies. You'll formulate ideas. You'll develop thesis statements and outlines, and you'll type all your speeches and deliver me your speeches first, even before you deliver them. You'll also be, once again, developing intrapersonal communication and writing through the development of the journal. And we want you to, as much as possible, erase any tensions that are usually involved in public speaking. You have to know and appreciate that I'm here to support and the other students are here to support. And once again, this is a very safe environment for you to do so. We're all in the same boat and the classroom's a safe environment. The idea of the citizenship statement, this is basically stating from the College of Liberal Arts that you're a part of a diverse community and we should we should be an important part of the community. We should be citizens of the world, whatever that means to you. You will be doing some writing for this class. All the speeches that we tend to, or that we'll be doing, will be typed. We want you to be at class. It's very important. We only meet a certain number of times throughout the quarter. A student's grade suffers the attendance part of the grade after the second absence. The required technology, you'll need to use computers and Microsoft Word to create material. If you don't have a computer at your house, I would suggest you get one. Computers these days, even laptops, are very, very inexpensive. Really, you can find a very basic computer for as little as $200 to $300. They're very, very cheap. You'll save enough time and money really within the first week of getting one. You won't have to be rearranging your whole schedule to do the work that you need to do for all your classes at either your job or here at Robert Morris. My Foundations Lab will speak to you about in class. This is an online self-assessment that we will use, that you'll use for various classes throughout your English and other classes probably as well. We'll explain to you what the My Foundations requirements are for the communication class. The Learning Commons is room 601. It is actually a free one-on-one service. All professors at the university, full-time professors, spend at least 2 hours in the Learning Commons. So any class that you have, you can meet with a professor in the Learning Commons. The course bibliography, if you'd like to go above and beyond, these are books about public speaking that we've gathered and housed in our library here on the 7th floor at the Chicago campus. Academic honesty, really don't ever present words that aren't your own, really is the best way to think about that. The way that we're going to evaluate you is 100 points or 10% of the grade is going to be the My Foundations Lab requirement. The presentations are the largest part of the class. They're worth 40%. We'll do at least 3 individual presentations and at least one group presentation as well. 40% or 400 points are the presentations. The this For 20%, this actually says 15%, but 20% of all the online quizzes that you do, that's 2 letter grades. So you want to make sure that each week you go on and take the online quizzes. Any writing assignments that we'll do are worth 10%. So for example, the journal writing project that you'll have this quarter is worth 10% of the grade, 1 full letter grade. Being here, being a part of our discussion board that we'll have throughout the quarter and participating actively in class is a 1 full letter grade at 10%. The midterm is worth 5%. The final exam is worth 5% as well. Any student that has perfect attendance for all the classes and consistently you've arrived on time, and also if you have 75 or more for the weekly quizzes that we'll have online, you can get out of the final exam if you wish. I'm available for outside tutoring on anything regarding public speaking, performing, the formatting material, the writing process, the speaking process, grammar, anything that you need help on. I'm willing to help you. You're welcome to ask any question you have both in class or out of class as well. Make sure that you turn in your work by the assigned deadline. What's the assigned deadline? It's really whenever we say it is. Make sure that you don't miss your scheduled speech day and time. If you do miss your time, we'll give you one chance to do the speech again, and you'll be doing it in class if it's available. But if not, you'll have to make for AEM students either a time before or after your class to deliver your material to us. For anything turned in late, it's subject to a 1.5 letter grade. Um, Off whatever the original grade would have been. 1.5 letter grades off whatever the original grade would have been. Any work not completed is recorded as a 0, and unfortunately, this 0, these things are like vampires. They really take a lot.